Hello and welcome to the Sunday Night Baseball, ESPN Sunday Night Baseball 1993 replay baseball. And we got a change in the schedule. There was a rain out in Philadelphia. So we are going to our alternate game, which is the Minnesota Twins taking on the Texas Rangers. And the reason that's important is we look at the AL West standings. The Texas Rangers trail the Kansas City Royals by a game and a half in the standings. So despite Minnesota being really bad, Texas, an important game here to try to catch up with the Kansas City Royals. Next Sunday night, we'll stay in the American League West. It'll be the Kansas City Royals at the Seattle Mariners. So really a heavy dose there of the American League West because that is where the pennant race is right now. National League West also has a decent pennant race, as we see over here, where San Francisco trails Houston by 3, Atlanta trails by 6. So hopefully 2 Sundays from now, if one of these teams gets really close to Houston, then we'll do one of their games. But right now we're concentrating in the American League West exclusively because that is where the pennant races are. I do have the game score sheet printed out from Replay Baseball, but I've got the computer up, so I'm going to go ahead and score it on the computer as I play it. And that way I can have the up-to-the-minute box score that will give me all my numbers, so I don't have to do that on the fly. See the lineups, the benches, and the bullpens. I did have a slight, I don't know what I was thinking here. That's supposed to be Rick Aguilera. That was a really bad print job there. My quality control was not up to snuff on that, but it is at Rick Aguilera. There is no new guy there named Aguilera, so a really bad typo there. Otherwise, everything looks like it's copacetic. Starting pitchers for today's game, Nolan Ryan for the Rangers and Kevin Tapani for the Twins. So, Nolan Ryan will be on the mound to start things off against Chuck Newkids on the Knobloch. He will lead things off for the Twins. The number 2 hitter in the lineup is Rich Becker. He only had 7 at-bats, so I had to print him off on the fly here from the PDF. So that's why he's on plain printed paper. But only 7 at-bats, so he may very well get pinch hit for pretty early, although he was 2 for 7 on the season, 286 average. So might leave him in there. You never know. 7th inning is where all the substitutions come in. You can see the plethora of bench and bullpen guys for both teams. Like I said, I got the game up on the computer right now on PC Replay, so got it in direct entry mode, so I'll be able to do all that kind of stuff and give you the in-game stats for all these pitchers and whatnot. So right now, Knobloch, Nolan Ryan, 6.55. 6.5 is a 31. 6.5 is a 3. It's total of 34. And that's going to be a short fly to center field. So on the PC Replay Baseball, you just click the button that says 8, and it automatically records it as a fly to center field. Very easy. All right, Rich Becker. 4.3 is a 6. 4.2 is a second baseman, and the second baseman in this case is Strange. He's a 3. Total of 9, easy ground ball. So a little 4-3, click the button, says 4-3, and you're right there for 2 outs. And I got the ratings up there too, so I don't have to worry about looking at the player cards. It's on the computer for me, so I'm hoping that will speed up things. Here is Kirby Puckett. 1-2 is a 2, 1-3 is a 2, total of 4. That is a strikeout. Don't need the computer for that one. That one's easy. So 3 up and 3 down go the Twins here in the top of the first, as Nolan Ryan makes quick work of the Twins. We go to the bottom of the first. Minnesota nothing, Texas coming to bat. Kevin Tapani is your batter, and Rob A.C. Ducey is your leadoff hitter for the Texas Rangers. Playing right field in this game. 2-4 is a 16, 2-6 is a 3, total of 19 in column 2. In fact, you know what I ought to do? No, I'm not going to do that. I was going to enter the dice roll into the thing and let it calculate itself. And I may do that. Maybe I'll try that. Let's see if I can go back to doing that. So the dice roll was 2, 4, 6. And I'll just let the computer dictate it and tell me everything. Fly out center field, 1 away. So Ducey flies to center. That way we don't have to worry about entering anything on direct entry. I just hit the dice roll. That might make it even better. All right, here's Doug Strange. 4-4 is an 18. 4-2 is a second baseman, and that is Knobloch. He's at 2. That's a total of 20. So we'll put it in the computer and see what it says. And it's going to be, I believe, one of those umpire plays. Yep, we're going to go to the umpire chart. So it's a 1-6. He's safe. Anything else, he's out. That's a 1, so he's safe. So Strange beats it out. Infield single for Doug Strange. He's aboard for Rafael Palmeiro. PC can be a wonderful tool at times. 3-4, and that's the rare play chance. And we're looking to roll the die, roll one die and see if it's even, odd, or whatever. It's a 4, so that means it's a comebacker to the mound. And the pitcher will have the choice of who he wants to throw out. Now Strange runs at a 3, and Palmeiro runs at a 4, so he's going to go for second base. So he's going to be looking to throw out the runner at first. And we're going to roll against the speed of a 3, so this has to be higher than 3 for him to make the play. It is a 3 exactly, so I believe that means he's going to beat it out. Yes, it is. Infield single is the scoring. I thought he would give him a fielder's choice, but they're saying infield single, kind of generous, because usually if you try for the force play, it's a fielder's choice. But they credited him, maybe hometown official scoring credits him with the base hit. Here's Juan Gonzalez. We get a 2-1-5. And that's going to be a total of 42, which is a ground ball to short, and the runners are going to advance. So out number 2, but the runners do advance, as the only play the shortstop, Hawking, had was to throw to first. And that brings up Julio Franco, the designated hitter, with 2 outs and 2 on here in the bottom of the first. 3-5-6. And that's going to be a total of 34 in column 3, and that's a double to center field. A 2-run double for Julio Franco. And the Rangers are on the scoreboard 2-0 as they try to make up ground on those Kansas City Royals. Here's Pudge Rodriguez. 4-6-6. And that's going to end up being a ground ball to short. Possible infield single. A 1 or a 6, he's out. Anything else, he is safe. He is safe. So an infield single by Pudge Rodriguez. He hustled and beat it out. So runners on the corners now for Dean Palmer. And Tapani trying to get out of that first inning. 6-4-3. And that's going to end up being in the ballpark chart. Single or a home run. A 1 is the total is an 11 because Palmer had 9 on his card. And Tapani had a 2 for a total of 11. We go to the ballpark chart for home runs as a right-handed hitter. The only way it becomes a home run is if this changes to a 10. That would make that a 12 and be a home run. Otherwise, we're looking at a single at this point. That's a 4. And that will end up being a single, RBI single. And Rodriguez will take third. So runners are at the corners. 3-0 Rangers here off the gate as they are taking it to Kevin Tapani. And that'll bring up center fielder David Hulse. We get a 5-3-3. And that's a 5C with a 1 possible walk. There is a raised number by Tapani. So if we roll, that raised number there is a 2. If we roll a 1 or 2, it becomes 2 balls. Anything else, the walk will stand. That's a 4, so the walk's going to stand. And the bases will now be loaded. For the number 9 hitter in the lineup, Mario Diaz. So Tapani on the verge of being removed from this game very, very early. 1-5 might help him. 1-5-6. And that's going to be a strikeout to end the inning. But a 3-run spot for the Rangers. If I can get this thing to print, or to write, I mean. 3-0 Rangers after 1 inning of play from Arlington Stadium. Twins have their work cut out for them. The Rangers sent all 9 to the plate. And they've given Nolan Ryan a 3-0 lead to work with. And Shane Connie Mack will lead things off for the Twins. 664, that might help him. 664, and that's going to be a possible single or home run again because it's in the ballpark area. And again, according to the chart, a 1 is going to be a home run because it will change it to a 10. Anything else, we're looking at a single. Oh, that's a sewer dice. Let's re-roll that one instead. That's a 5, so that'll be a leadoff single for Shane Connie Mack. Leadoff single for Mr. Mack. He's aboard for Brian Harper, the catcher. Now there was an asterisk on Mack's card, so he's going to get a chance to steal right here. And I'm not sure on the computer whether I can do it the way I want to do it or whether I have to. Let's see what the computer says is going to happen here. Steal attempt. Roll 2 dice against the pitcher and catcher battery rating. All right, so the number they came up with is 36. That's on a little chart that I've shown in previous games. So the number to go for here is 36. That's the magic number. We get a 54, so that means he's going to hold. I'm sorry, it's higher, so that means he's going to steal the base. My bad. It's a stolen base for Shane Mack because it was higher than 36. If it was 36 or less, he would have held because it's asterisk, not a plus. So Mack, I know this is probably a little confusing doing this on the computer, but I'm hoping it's not translating too bad on the video. Here's Harper. 3-3-3, triple threes. And that's on the ballpark part again, as we have a total of 6 right now. And in column 3, the highest you can have is a 5. So it's going to be an out one way or the other, just a matter of whether it's a fly to center or whether it's a ground out to the catcher or the pitcher. It's a 5, so it's a fly out to center field. And then we'll see if there's any chance for the runner to move up. It says short fly, so probably not. The computer is not giving me an option to move up. So it is a short fly to center for out number 1. That brings up Chip Hale. 4-5-3. One thing about it on the computer, it shows it prevents me from messing anything up. I've got a possible error. Strange's error rating, and I'll show his card. Strange's error rating at second base is a 52. So we have to roll a 52 or higher for it to be an error. We did not roll 25. So he will make the play. Runner will move to third base. But now there are 2 outs for Mr. McCarty. 2 outs, runner at third for McCarty. 1-2-1, probably a strikeout. And it is. So McCarty is out on strikes, and that's going to end the inning. Twins leave a runner at third. We go to the bottom of the second, still 3-0 in favor of Texas. And now that brings up Ducey. Ducey. 3-5-6. And that's going to be a 16 in column 3, which is a triple to center field. A triple to center field by Ducey. A leadoff triple. And things are going from bad to worse for Mr. Tapani. The infield is going to have to come in. They have no choice in the matter. They're going to have to play in. So the infield is in for Doug Strange as at bat. 2-6-2. And that's going to be a raised number again. Checking the range of Rich Becker, who was a 2 in center field. So the looping liner number 2 right here. The only way it makes the play is if this number changes to a 1. So we have to roll a 1. If we don't roll a 1, then it will drop in for a hit. And it does drop in for a hit. So it's a RBI single for Doug Strange, and the Rangers lead it now 4-0. And Tapani getting abused here early. Bullpen activity for the Twins already is showing activity down there. Here's Rafael Palmeiro, 4-2-1, and we get a ground ball double play. 3-6-3. Oh no, it's a pivot man because they're halfway. We're at the pivot man because the roll was a 3 for Palmeiro on the 4-2, and the 4-1 is a 3 rating for McCarty, gives him a 6, so that means we're looking for the double play pivot, and the pivot number there is a 3, so this has to be a 3 or less to make the play. It is a 3 exactly. And so it is a double play. So 3-6-3, just what Tapani ordered for out number 2. Brings up Juan Gonzalez. Clears the bases. 1 run is still in, though. 4-1-2. Another ground ball. And that will be handled by McCarty as he takes the bag himself to end the inning. But the run does score. And after 2 complete, it is 4-0 favor of Texas over the Twins. And Nolan Ryan, you're giving him more runs to work with. That's a dangerous thing. Scott Stahoviak, the batter for the Twins. Get a 3-1-3. And that's going to end up being a line out to center field, hauled in out there by Mr. Hulse. And there's 1 away. Denny Hocking. 3-1-6. To 4 on Hocking, 2 on Ryan, and a total of 6 in column 3, and that's a short fly to left field for out number 2. That'll send us to the top of the order for Chuck Knobloch. 4-1-3, a fielding chance. And it's going to be a possible error on Diaz because we hit that 11 on Knobloch's card. Diaz at shortstop is a 56, so good chance he'll make the play. It has to be a 57 or higher to be an error. And it's a 45, so easy play there to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down go the Twins. And the Rangers seem to be large and in charge. A 4-0 lead going to the bottom of the 3rd. Rangers win this game. They'll be within 1 game of the Kansas City Royals. But they have played 2. That will be their. This will be their 143rd game, where the Royals have only played 141. So Royals will still have 2 games in hand, but we'll see what happens. Tapani now to Franco. 4-6-5. And that's going to be a ground ball to McCarthy. He'll take the bag himself. And there's 1 away. For Pudge Rodriguez. 6-1-4. And that is a 16 on Rodriguez and a 3 on Tapani for a total of 19, which is a fly to right. So 2 up and 2 down for Dean Palmer. 5-1-4. And that's going to be a 4E and a 2 for a total of 6. That's a base on balls. So Dean Palmer will walk, and we're going to the action chart. And it's action chart E. So action chart E, let's get the action chart in here. Action chart E. And action chart E talks about stolen bases and whatnot. So we're going to roll the dice. And we get a 5. And that's a plus, which means roll 1 die against the catcher's defensive rating. If blue die is higher than the catcher's defensive rating, it's a stolen base. If not higher, he's caught stealing. Defensive rating of Harper is a 2. So if you roll a 1 to if you roll a 3 or higher, it's a successful steal. We did not roll a 1, so that means he's going to be caught stealing. So Palmer caught stealing to end the inning. And that does it for the Rangers. At the end of 3, it is 4-0 Texas. Still pretty much in charge. And leading off will be Rich Becker. And since I haven't checked it lately, let me check the focus and see if anything has worsened or the same or whatever. It looks to be the same. Again, I'm trying this on the first try to do this in this fashion. I'm hoping it translates okay on the video. We shall see. Kind of I guess a guinea pig test here. Here's Becker. 6-5-2. And that's a 36, which is a strikeout in column 6. So there's 1 away for Kirby Puckett. 4-5-5. And that's going to be a ground ball to Strange at second, and he will make the play. 2 down. And here's Mack. 2-3-4. And that's a 2 and a 2 for a total of 4, which is a strikeout in column 2, and that's going to end the inning. So Nolan Ryan making quick work of the Twins. Still 4-0. Tapani appears to have settled in a bit, but it may be too little too late. Here's Hulse, center fielder. 5-1-3. And that's going to be a total of 4, and that's going to be a grounder to short. 1 away. 1 down for Mario Diaz. 3-4-5. And that's again the possible rare play when you get the 3-4, the red 3 and the white 4. Possible rare play, rolling even or odd. And this time it's an even again, so it's a comebacker to the mound. Rolling against the speed of the runner. Diaz is a 3. And we get a 5, so that will take care of him. He will make the play. Since the 5 is higher than the 3, he will make the play, and that's 2 outs. Now here's Ducey, who tripled his last time up. 2-5-1. I don't think he's going to triple this time. That's going to be a total of 17, which in column 2 is a strikeout. 16 plus the 1, and with the bases empty, that is a strikeout to end the inning. So Tapani seems to have found a rhythm, but again, he found it too late. It's 4-0. And now we go to the top of the 5th for Brian Harper. And I'm going to use the PC replay computer to determine fatigue for these pitchers. So if they go to their B grades, I'll know it by the computer. I won't try to calculate anything. Here's Harper. It's another advantage of doing this way. 4-4-5, and that's a ground ball to third. Palmer will make the play easily. 1 away for Chip Hale. 555s. That might be a walk. We'll see. 20 and 5 is a 25. That is a walk. So a 1-out walk to Chip Hale. Hale is your base runner, and now by getting on there, we are going to the action chart. On that 27, it says to go to action chart M. So we're going to action chart M, and we roll a 7. And action chart M, 7 is a wild pitch, and the blue die, if the blue die is higher than the wild pitch rating, it's going to be a wild pitch. Well, Nolan Ryan's wild pitch rating is only a 1, so it will be a wild pitch. It will be a wild pitch. So Nolan Ryan uncorks a wild one. And that'll send it to McCarty with a runner now at second and 1 out. 6-2-4. And that's going to be a 60 in column 2 and a 2 there, 62. That's going to be a double for McCarty. RBI double for McCarty. The Twins are finally on the board. Cut the lead to 4-1. Still only 1 out for Stahoviak. That's a 6-5-4. And with a 36 in column 6, that's a strikeout for out number 2. Bring up Denny Hocking, first baseman. I'm sorry, not first baseman. He is the... why do I have Denny Hocking in there? Oh, he's a shortstop, number 9 here. I'm thinking he's playing first base. I don't know why. That was weird. 4-6-4. And that's going to be a possible infield hit because Palmer's a 4, and that's a 17 for a 21. So we're going to the umpire chart. 1 or a 6, he is out. Anything else, he is safe. That's a 3, so he's going to be safe. Runners are on the corners. Infield hit for Denny Hocking. And Nolan Ryan not out of it yet. Tying run is at the plate in Chuck Knobloch. So an infield hit puts runners at the corners and 2 outs for Chuck Knobloch. 6-1-6. That's going to be a total of 16, and a 4 is a total of 20, which is a fly to right field to end the inning. But the Twins do pick up a run and get on the scoreboard finally. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 4-1 favor of the Rangers. But at least now the Twins have at least cracked the scoreboard. Try to give them some hope. Tapani out now to face Doug Strange. 2-4-1. And that's going to be a strikeout. A 3 and a 1 for a total of 4 is a strikeout. 1 down for Palmeiro. 4-2-2. And that's going to be an easy ground ball to McCarty. He'll take it to the bag himself for out number 2. 2 down for Juan Gonzalez. 1-3-6. And that will be a strikeout. Total of 5 total. 2 there and a 3 there is a 5 for a strikeout to end the inning. So another 1-2-3 inning turned in by Tapani. He's definitely got it going, but he's still behind 4-1. And now we're in the 6th inning. But I guess Becker's still going to hit because we're not in the 7th yet. So 4-6-6. That is a ground ball to Dean Palmer, and he will make the play for out number 1. So 1 down, and that brings up Kirby Puckett. 6-3-1, and that will be a strikeout. That 36 there means it's a strikeout. So 2 down for Shane Mack. 1-5-4, and that will be a 7, which is a total of 7, a 5, and a 2. So that's going to be a pop to second to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Twins. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 4-1. Tapani hanging in there. So the Twins did not have to go to the bullpen as early as they thought because Tapani turned it around, but might be too late. 3-1-4. That's going to be a 31 in column 3 and a 3 in column 3 for a total of 34, which is a double to right field for Julio Franco. So Franco with the double. So the fact that number was a 3 there, had it been a 2, that would have been a line out. But since it got to 3, it made the 31 a 34 instead of a 33. If that total had been 33, it'd have been out. But since he hit that row that had the number 3 on it, that turned into a double. And now the bullpen for Minnesota is loosening once again. Here's Pudge. 3-6, and that's the left-right split. So that is going to be a leaping drive by the shortstop. Runner is cut off base for a double play. So it's a leaping liner. The left-right split becomes a leaping liner to the shortstop when you roll that. And it says the shortstop defensive rating was Hawking, and the computer said they rolled, I guess it rolled it in advance. And I don't know, it went so fast. They gave him the double play on the computer, so I'll go with it. Here's Dean Palmer. 3-4-6. That's the rare play chance again. Even or odd. We've had 2 consecutive even rolls. And we get another even roll. So it's another comebacker to the mound. Palmer's speed is a 3, so this has to be a 4 or higher to get him out. It is not. It's going to be a infield single for Dean Palmer. So can't get that rare play. It seems to go to that comebacker to the mound more often than not, it seems. Here's Hulse. 6-6-5. That could be trouble. That's going to be a 10 in column 6, which is a single to center field. And Palmer will take third. So runners are now at the corners with 2 outs. And this is going to be the last batter for Tapani, Mario Diaz. If you can't get him, they will bring in a lefty to face Ducey. And they do have Larry Cassian, lefty in the bullpen for the Twins, and he's ready to go. That previous play, actually, for Hulse, since it was a star there on his column 6, so he does get the chance to steal. So we'll roll for that. The steal attempt against the defensive rating, and the ratings are horrible. Tapani's whole rating is horrible, and Harper's defensive rating is a 2. So all he needs is higher than 23 to steal it. And he does. 51. He will steal it easily. So it's stolen base. So now with 2 outs, there's 2 on for Mario Diaz. And this is going to be the last chance for Tapani. Got to get it done. 4-1-6. And that will get it done. It's a ground ball to McCarty. He'll take it to bag himself, and the inning's over. That's going to be it for Tapani. They're going to cap him at 6 innings, and he will leave the ball game. Cassian, the lefty, will come in for the Twins in the bottom of the 7th. We go to the top of the 7th, however, and Nolan Ryan is still rolling along, so to speak. So there's the new pitcher for the Twins in the bottom of the 7th, Larry Cassian. Right now, Nolan Ryan in there to face Harper with a 4-1 lead in the top of the 7th. 1-3-1. And that is going to be a total of 12, because that 10 there and the 2 there, it's a total of 12, which is a single. So it is a leadoff single for Brian Harper. And now you wonder if the Texas bullpen might start to stir a little bit. Although you kind of give Nolan Ryan the benefit of the doubt. Most chances. Actually, Nolan Ryan just reached his B grades according to the computer. So they're going to let him pitch one more time, but he's going to be using his B grade down here against Hale. 1-3-5. So 1-3-5 is going to be a single at the middle. That's a 10 on the 1-3, and the 5 down here is that 3 on the B grade. So that gives him a total of 13, and that's going to be a single up the middle. 2 are on now with nobody out, and that's going to be it for Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan will exit the game as his fatigue might be coming back to get him at his old age. And the Rangers will be going to the bullpen, and they will be going to a right-hander, I do believe, since McCarty is coming up. And they're going to go to Gene Nelson. They picked him up from California mid-season. So Gene Nelson, probably most well known for pitching in the A's bullpen in the 80s, but in their World Series run. But Gene Nelson will be the new pitcher. So we'll have to make that change in the Texas bullpen. So Gene Nelson facing McCarty. Now, do you pinch hit for McCarty? Because we're in the 7th. We can start pinch hitting. And Kent Herbeck has picked up a bat and will come up and hit for McCarty. So once they made that move, now they're going to bring in Kent Herbeck. They were making sure they weren't bringing a lefty pitcher. So Kent Herbeck will be coming on to pitch, and Gene Nelson will be in to, Nelson in to pitch, Herbeck in to pinch hit. So Herbeck, and he'll stay in the game to play first base as well. So Herbeck in a big spot. Tying runs it's at the plate. Top of the 7th, nobody out. 4-1-4. That could be a double play. We'll see. No, it's a possible error, actually, on the second baseman. And that's strange. His error rating is a 52, so this has to be higher than 52 to be an error. It is not. It's 24. So instead, they get the force play at second base. Fielder's choice. Herbeck is saved at first, but there is an out now. 1 out. Runners at the corners for Scott Stahoviak, who's a lefty, but he's only hitting a .193. So they might bring in another third baseman. Let's see who the Twins have on the bench they can bring in, because, like I said, we're in the 7th, so Stahoviak's only a .193 hitter. So they're going to take him out. He's 0 for 2 on the game. And the new third baseman would be Rebele. So they're going to pinch hit, I believe. Are they going to use a lefty or... No, Herbeck was the only lefty they had. So they're going to bring in Jeff Rebele, and he'll stay in the game to play third base. He's a .258 hitter. Better than Stahoviak. Even though you're going against the left-right splits, you're bringing in the better hitter. Texas is playing back for the double play. 5-1-3. And that's going to be a walk. That's a total of 7. So that's going to walk and force a bases loaded situation. Now for Denny Hawking, and he's definitely coming out. He's a .139 hitter. So the Twins will again go to their bench. And they're going to bring in, well, Pat Mears will be the new shortstop. The question is, will he be the hitter? It looks like he will. Actually, you know what? They're going to bring in Dave Winfield to hit. So Winfield will be the pinch hitter, and Hale will come into play short. So that's the way they're going to play it. Not Hale, rather Mears will come into play short. So Mears will be the new shortstop. But Winfield is going to pinch hit for Hawking in a big spot. Bases loaded and 1 out. Infield again is halfway for the double play. Winfield trying to spark something for the Twins. 2-3-2. And that ends up being a strikeout. A 2 in column 2 there and a 3 there is a total of 5 for a strikeout. So Winfield fails in the clutch. Mears will be the new shortstop. And coming up to bat now is Chuck Knobloch. And now I need to hook up my computer to the power cord to make sure it doesn't run out of battery in the middle of my game. Thought I had enough to go, but apparently it's showing that it's running low, so I better not take that chance. I better address that right here and now. I don't want any snafus later on. All right, that's done. So now Knobloch is up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. 3-1-2, and that's in the ballpark because that's a 4. So now let's see what the ballpark's going to do. Well, it's going to be an out either way you go, because you have to have a 7 or higher in column 3 to get a hit, and the 4 and the 1 there is a 5. So even if this changes to a 5, which is the highest you can get, you only get a 6, and it's going to be an out. So it's just a matter of what kind of out it is. That's a 2 in column 3, so that means it's going to drop to a 2, and that means it's a comebacker right in front of the mound, and the catcher Rodriguez will throw to first to make the play. So after all of that, the Twins come away empty-handed, leaving the bases loaded. Boy, that's a killer right there. And it's still 4-1, but when you leave the bases loaded, you just miss all sorts of opportunities. Now defensively for the Twins, we're going to have Mears at shortstop, and we're going to have at third base, we're going to have, who did I say was playing third base? We pinch it for Stahoviak with Rebele. So Rebele is your third baseman. Need to fix that on here too. Stahoviak is out, Rebele is in. All right. And then Herbeck is your first baseman. Why it's not putting Herbeck in the thing here, I don't understand. The computer's kind of messing up on me here. All right. Okay, so everything is where it should be. Larry Cassian is the new pitcher for the Twins, and he'll be facing Rob Ducey of the Rangers. And with the 4-1 lead, they want to keep Ducey in there for his defense. Lefty on lefty matchup, 2-6-6, and that's going to be the Rays number on the column 2 right here, and the 6 means it went to right field. Right fielder is Puckett. He's a range of 3, so this has to drop to a 2 for him to catch this, and the way that does that in column 2 is you come up here. So if we roll a 3 or less, it will drop this number to a 2. He'll make the catch. 4 or higher, it will drop in. It's a 2, so Puckett will range over and make that catch for out number 1. So Puckett able to grab it, using his center field type range to do it. Here's Doug Strange. 2-5-3. And that's going to be a total of 18. 16 here and 2 there. I'm sorry, I still had Tapani in there. I didn't make the change to Cassian. My bad. Let me back that up. Something is really weird. Now I've got... Alright, something's not right here. Let me pause the video. Alright, somehow I accidentally hit a button. I was trying to go back and erase one play, and it erased the whole game. So now I'm going to have to just go ahead and score it from here on out manually and do everything manually. So much for that example. That was a big snafu that hurt me there. So I'm not going to have the totals now because I don't have anything else. So I'm just going to have to wing it the rest of the way. I'll have the score and that line score, the runs and who wins. That's about it, unfortunately. So Cassian to Strange to start the bottom of the 7th. 6-2 is a 41. 6-2 there is a 1, total of 42. And that's a line drive hit to left field. And let's see here. It's a single, chance for extra bases. Roll one die against the outfielder's defensive rating. Left fielder in this case is Shane Mack. His defensive rating in left field is a 5. So this has to be a 6 for it to be extra bases. And it is not. So it's just going to be a single for Doug Strange. So a little snafu there. 1 out single, and that brings up Palmeiro. 1-2 is a 1. 1-6 is a 4. Total of 5. That is a strikeout. So 2 down. So it's a good idea for a while until I mess something up. But it just happens. So here is Juan Gonzalez. 3-3 is a 32. 3-2 is a 2. Total of 34. And that is a double to right field. A double to right field. Check the runner advancements. We're going to go to third base coach and see if he can score. So we go to the third base coach. The double went to right field. That's important. Right fielder is Puckett. And Puckett's arm is a 3. Speed of the runner on first being Palmeiro. His speed is a 4. So it's a +1. It's a +1. And let's see, throws to home, right field has no effect. So we're in the +1 category. The only way he's out is on a 10, so they will send him. And we're rolling 11, came close to that 10. It does say extra base, so that means the run will score. It's an RBI double for Juan Gonzalez, and so perhaps it should have taken Cassian out and brought a right-hander in. They will now. It's 1 batter too late. But with Franco coming in, they will go to the bullpen for a right-hander. Will the Twins. And they will go to right-hander Mike Hartley. So Hartley is in. He will be the new pitcher. Trying to get that final out. Here's Franco. 4-4 is a 2. 4-5 is, but he's a fly ball pitcher. He is a fly ball pitcher. So we're not going to have a ground out. That 4-5, that 1 there is going to turn to a 36, and it's actually going to be a strikeout. So because we're going to move everything to column 6, so that's become a strikeout. So he does strike out Franco, but the run does score. And at the end of 7, it's Texas 5 and Minnesota 1. And now we go to the top of the 8th, and we're going to get a pinch hitter for Becker. We're not going to let Becker keep hitting. That would be ridiculous. So now they're going to go to who they want to use to pinch hit. They don't have a lot of, the bench is kind of not very good. They're going to go to Pedro Munoz, and Munoz will stay in the game to play left field. They'll move Shane Mack to center field. So Mack's going to move to center field. And then Munoz will take over in left field with Puckett still in right field. So that's the way they'll play that. Munoz, the pinch hitter, against Gene Nelson, who's still in there for another inning of work. 1-3 is a 1. 1-3 is a 3. Strikeout. So less than 6 in column 1. Automatic strikeout. 1 away, and here's Puckett. 3-5 is a 30. 3-5, here's a 3, total of 33, and that is a line out to center field. 34 would have been a hit, but if he had a 4 here, that would have been a double, but the 33 means it's an out, so that's 2 outs here in the top of the 8th, and that brings up Shane Connie Mack. 5-1 is a 3, 5-5 is a 3, total of 6. That's going to be a 2-out walk to Mack, and that may do it for Gene Nelson. They're going to pull Nelson. Not full Nelson, but they're going to pull Nelson. And they're going to go to a right-hander out of the bullpen, Matt Whiteside. So Matt Whiteside is coming on to pitch for the Rangers, and he'll be facing Brian Harper. Whiteside to Harper with a runner at first. And 2 down. 2-1 is a 45, 2-6 is a 4, total of 49, and that is going to be a ground out to short to end the inning. And nothing doing there for the Twins in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Hartley still in there. He only faced 1 batter, so he's still good to go. Here's Pudge. 2-4 is a 60 with a 2 raised number 2, but that's going to stay stationary. The 2 means we are looking at the left fielder in this case. Left fielder, and that's big because that's Munoz. And Munoz, his range is only a 2, so he will not get to this. The other outfielders would have. Mac would have gotten to that, but since they made the move, that 2 is going to be good. It's going to be a base. It's going to actually going to be a double, or potential double, I should say. Yeah, it does fall in for a double. Okay, so it is a double. Batter stretches it to a triple if third base is open and his speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. All right, so it's going to be a triple actually because Rodriguez runs at a 4 and the arm of Munoz is only a 3. So Pudge is actually going to stretch this out for a leadoff triple. How do you like that? A leadoff triple, and by putting Munoz in left field, that cost them. But they were going for the offense, and it just burned them right there. So now the infield is in. 4-5 is an 18. 4-6 is a second baseman, and that is Knobloch. He's a 2. That's a total of 20. And with the infield in, a 20 is a single off the fielder's glove. Runner does score. With the infield in, that cost them. So they took a chance, and it cost them. Run comes in. It's now 6-1 Texas. And here's Hulse. 6-6 is a 7. 6-1 is a 1 here. It's a total of 8. That's going to be a single. And they will play station-to-station baseball. So even though there's an asterisk there, that steal is called off because of the score and because the runner's in front of him. So Diaz is your batter. 6-5, that's a 16. 6-2 is a 1. Total of 17. That is a fly to left for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Rob Ducey. 3-3 is a 32. 3-5 is a 2. That's trouble because that totals 34, which means it's a double to right field. They will play station to station, so the run on first will just stop at third, but another run is in, and that's going to be it for Hartley. He's going to come out, and they will go to a new pitcher, Brett Merriman. Awful ERA, but you actually know what? We're not going to go to Merriman. Let's go to Mike Tremblay. He's a little bit better, I think. Actually, no, we're going to go to Carl Willis. My bad. Carl Willis, more of a true reliever. So Carl Willis is on to face Doug Strange. Infield is in. 2 runs are already in, though. 4-5 is a 1. 4-2 is a second baseman. And that's going to be Knobloch, who's a 2. So a total of 3 with the infield in. Let's see, with first base open, which it is, batter out, runners hold. So there you go. 2 down. So runners had to hold with the infield in. So now 2 outs for Rafael Palmeiro. 2 on, 2 out. 5-2 is a 27. 5-4 is a 1, total of 28, and that is a fly to right field to end the inning. But 2 runs come in for the Rangers, and they go to the 9th inning with a comfortable 7-1 lead. And they will turn over to their bullpen to get the final outs. They will turn it over to a left-hander out of the pen. And that left-hander is going to be Bob Patterson. So Patterson's going to come on in mop-up duty. Chip Hale is your scheduled leadoff hitter for the Twins. He's a .333 hitter, so they're not going to replace him and let him swing away, even though it's lefty versus lefty. 1-2 is a 2. 1-2 is a 1. That's a strikeout. So it didn't matter who was hitting that time. He's out of there. So now that brings up, and Herbeck is the first baseman, not McCarty. So it is Herbeck because he pinch hit from McCarty earlier, followed by Rebele. Herbeck, 2-5 is a 16. 2-3 is a 1, total of 17. And with the bases empty, that's a strikeout. So Patterson gets the strikeout there. 2 strikeouts in a row, and here's Rebele, last chance. 3-6 is the left-right split, and we got a righty against the lefty, so Rebele will get that single. The left-right split came into play on that one. So 2-out single brings up Pat Mears. 6-5 is a 36. That's a strikeout to end the ball game. And that's going to do it. The Rangers with the victory by the final score of 7-1. And I don't have any other totals because I wasn't keeping score. I was doing it on the computer. and I wasn't doing it on the score sheet simultaneously, so that kind of cost me. But the bottom line is the Texas Rangers get the victory over the Minnesota Twins. And what that does now is that moves them to 81 and 62. Kansas City is 81 and 60, so they are one game out, depending on what Kansas City does in their games. And so I'm going to have to redo this whole thing here. Actually, I'm going to sim the game, and hopefully the Rangers will win it. They did 5-2 on the sim, so we're good to go there. I don't have to redo anything. So the Twins do get credit for the victory. Now the question is, what happens to the Kansas City Royals? They are playing the Yankees in Kansas City, so we're going to autoplay that game and see what happens. And Kansas City got the victory 3-2 behind Tom Gordon, so they are now 82 and 60. So again, it's a 1.5 game lead. So they kept the 1.5 game lead. Let's look at Chicago, do autoplay on Chicago as well. Well, actually, I'm using the Stratomatic computer for the sim, so ignore that Kansas City win. I might have to fix that. Probably will, most likely. Now that I think about it, because I simmed it on the wrong thing. I'm simming this thing on Stratomatic, so I've got to go into Stratomatic and make sure Texas wins the game, gets credit for the win on the Stratomatic computer. And let's see what the other teams do. Actually, I already played those on the Stratomatic computer. So let me make sure what the new records are now for both Kansas City and Chicago. Kansas City is 82 and 60, so they did win that game. Chicago lost, so Chicago now is 78 and 64. So now they're 4 games back. Seattle was a winner. They're 76 and 66. They remain 6 games back. So these are now accurate. 82 and 60. Kansas City holds a 1.5 lead over Texas, 4 over Chicago, 6 over Seattle. And next Sunday night, it'll be Kansas City at Seattle in that one. And that will be the next game on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. And let me get the pitching matchup for you on that. The pitching matchup in that game will be Mike Magnanti, a lefty for Kansas City, against Eric Hansen for Seattle. So Seattle's at home, hosting Kansas City, looking to make up some ground. That must-win games, obviously, for them to catch up. So Philadelphia, Houston would have been interesting, but if I do the playoffs in this league, we're going to see a lot of Philadelphia and Houston probably. So thought I'd show some different teams. I thought I had the thing going on with that computer, but something got snafu'd and it restarted the whole game, not just backtracked the one at bat. So I'll work on how to do that later. But bottom line is Texas does get the win, and 7-1 victory. Nolan Ryan is the winner. Tapani the loser, no save. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Replay Baseball, 1993, ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. And in the next video on the channel will probably be, let me fix the focus here, will probably be the New York Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays in payoff pitch 2022 style. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.